Hi, Kosuke. Okay, this is Bev. Right, let's have a look at your revisions and amendments. Okay, so as our lifestyles, that's correct. I think you meant to say here family occasions have, because you're referring to the occasions. The government, the internet, yes, has contributed. Correct. Yes. Yeah, that's yes. Good. All right. One concept, one sentence, information technology. Let's go down a little bit. Let's take a look here. Intro and conclusion should generally state the same idea. Not the same idea, but they should link. In your introduction, you are putting forward an idea, and in your conclusion, you are saying, because of what I've said above, this seals what I'm saying. Okay, it backs it up. Okay, so let's have a look at your essay about communication and the family. Interpersonal communication within a family network is considered essential to maintain sufficient support and stability for its members. Okay, yet this remains a challenge for many households globally, especially in developed countries. I believe this trend will further accelerate as our society evolves along with the advancement in technology. Okay, take out the word along because it's redundant with the word evolves. You might want to say in tandem with the advancement in technology. Okay, I know what you're trying to say, that at the same time all together with. Okay, in tandem. IN, second word, TANDEM. Okay. Let's go to let's go down a little bit, look at your further paragraphs. Okay, first of all, not sociographic, but as the demographics change in modern society. Okay, as the demographics are changing in modern societies, it is having a significant impact on family life. This is due to the fact that the percentage of women working in households has the percentage of double income households has increased because the number of women now going to work has increased. Okay, the way that you've worded this is a little bit difficult to follow. Okay, think about how you can say that in a more succinct way. Okay, so you've said this is due to the fact that the increases in double income households and a percentage of women are now you need to break that into sentences. This is due to the fact that the number of double income households have increased significantly, full stop. This is because the percentage of women that are now working has increased and inevitably has decreased their time spent together as a family. Okay. In fact, it is reported that family occasions have dropped by over 50% in the past decade in developed countries. Japan is an example, or is yet one of the victims. That's not correct. What you want to say is you could say Japan has fallen victim to this prevalent trend. Okay, full stop. There is an ever-growing number of children put into nursery schools, or what I said, I don't think you heard me, is after, AFTER, school programs with an S. Okay, after school programs. Okay, which subsequently minimizes family interaction, personal interaction. Okay, therefore the demographic change in our society is definitely a contributing factor to less communication within the family unit. Okay, secondly, the advancement in information technology, such as but not limited to computer. You can't just say computer on its own. You need to say, because the computer in itself is not the thing that is interfering with communication. You can just say the advancement in technology, such as with the advancements in I'm trying to think of the best way that you can phrase this. You can say, secondly, the rapid advancement of information technology is another factor that has contributed to reduced family interaction. Take away the S. Okay, information technology covers computer games and the internet. Okay. And you've put in a comma here, so it's almost making as if these are two separate things, okay? And I think what you are referring to is online gaming, which is a different issue. So but for this sentence, I would just say, secondly, the advancement in information technology is another factor that has significantly contributed to reduced family interaction. In developed countries, most middle to upper class families are IT rich, meaning they own one or more computer devices at home. The drawback of this leap in technology, that's a fantastic phrase, is the addiction to the IT contents. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Full stop. For example, online games, checking in on social and constantly checking in on social networks. Okay, it is said that teenagers spend over 5 hours, you can put that in full, daily in front of computers exclusively for leisure purposes. Thus, they tend to not prioritize family time. Okay, there isn't a word like that. They tend to not prioritize. Okay. In conclusion, it is without doubt, okay, take away the no, it is without doubt that most families have sacrificed time spent together, take out that word, okay, time spent together, because you've already said families, in order to adapt to changes in our modern society. Okay, all right, that is a good improvement, but you do need to look at, again, go and look up the word that you actually want to use here. You're talking about the demographics, okay? In other words, how many women, how many men, the age group of a society, okay? And I would also look at, you need to look at the sentence guide and see how you can break up your sentences to make them more succinct, so that it's easier for the reader to follow your arguments that you're trying to put across. Okay, but that is good work indeed. Right, let's have a look at your singular and plural amendment. Okay, the issue of the internet usage, take away the issue of internet usage in numerous educational institutions is a contentious issue. Is contentious, okay, full stop. Is a contentious one which has grown in importance over the years. Okay, you don't repeat issue and issue. Okay, and it is because it's the issue, which is one. Okay, so watch your grammar there. Despite the tremendous benefits that can be derived, it should not be forgotten that the internet is a relatively new phenomenon and still in its early stages. Okay, this essay will discuss both issues. It's one issue, both sides of this issue, using examples from the UK and the business world to demonstrate points and support arguments. On the one hand, there is ample evidence, without an S, it's really plural, to suggest that the benefits of the internet are increasing, especially within an academic environment. This is because when a school is connected, it has faster access to more information. Full stop. Furthermore, it also facilitates increased efficiency. Okay, go and look up the correct way to use bestow. It's not the right place to use it here. For example, in certain schools across the UK, Matters such as absenteeism, disciplinary procedures, and general communication can be performed over the internet through email. Therefore, it is clear that if the internet continues gaining in popularity, there would be more positive implications. Okay, implication is not the best word. Implication has a negative connotation, so you might want to say more positive gains, positive spin-offs, okay, something like that. Go and find another noun to use there. On the other hand, one of the negative effects of being connected is the possible over-reliance on the private sector. Now, this is also not the correct word to use. Private sector refers to divisions in business, whether it's government or private. Come in. Thank you. Okay, so on the other hand, one of the negative effects of being connected is the possible over-reliance on, and I think you want to say, the internet. Yeah. This is due to the fact that educators are getting into the habit of consulting Google, one of the most popular search engines today, you can add, for answers and information. Full stop. This may be argued as putting too much faith into the hands of technology companies. Now, the information that comes from Google is not from technology companies. Okay, so be very careful about what you're saying. Into the hands of unverified information on the internet. I think that's what you want to say. All right, so let's look at your last two paragraphs. For example, recent studies conducted by a national teachers union in which country? Okay, if you don't know, you could say something like a growing body of research, recent studies, just on its own is fine. But as soon as you say a national teachers union, you need to be a little bit more specific. Which country? Okay, showed that 12.3% of search engine results could be dubious, largely due to private enterprises tampering with the search engine optimization results. Okay, with a acronym like this, you need to put it in full. Don't assume that that everyone knows what that means. Okay, so you can use the acronym, but then you also need to put it in full. All right, or write the word in full and put the acronym in brackets. Okay, therefore, the over-reliance on technology instead of traditional knowledge could be questioned. I wouldn't say traditional knowledge, traditional methods of accessing knowledge. Okay, to conclude, although knowledge acquisition online is a perilous issue, it's not the most suitable word to use. Perilous means it can kill you. Okay, go and look up the correct way to use it. You can just say is a debatable issue or contentious issue. There is still efficiency and operational advantages to be gained. Full stop. For this reason, I believe that school internet connectivity is a positive development. Okay, good. All right, so you need to have a relook at this one as well, and listen to how I have broken up the sentences, and go and look for some alternative vocabulary so that you can have a wider range of vocabulary. And it's very important that you break your paragraphs into more sentences. Okay, it's difficult for the reader to follow. And as I said before, try to keep one concept or idea together in one sentence. And when you have a new idea, start a new sentence. Okay, it just gives the coherence a better coherence, and it's easy for the reader to follow. Okay, good work.